Hey, Steph from the Rise Up Gym channel, and this is week 2 of our introduction to kettlebell training and workouts. So we're going to add some new exercises and have some fun. Let's check it out. Ta-da! Like I mentioned, this is week 2. So if you missed week 1, check it out here in the card and then come back to week 2. We're going to add some exercises. But first, we're going to go over a couple of exercises that we did before. One in particular, 2-arm overhead press. I'm not going to dwell on it, but it's going to carry over to our first mini workout. So again, tuck and press. So we got that down. We're going to learn how to goblet squat today. Last week we did the deadlift. This week we're going to do a goblet squat. I'm going to hold low on the handle, bring my hands around, and then make this a part of my body. I like the handle just under my chin. When I squat, I'm going to try to be straight up and down. So I'm not pushing back or hinging like I did with the deadlift. I'm going to tuck in, drop straight down. When my elbows kind of touch my legs, the top of my legs, that's when I know I'm going to come back up and be able to come back up. I keep my chest pointed forward so I don't look down and round my back. So again, I'm going to try to do this right in real time. Tuck everything in, drop down, shins drift forward a little bit. And then I squeeze my butt and drive up. All I'm thinking about are my hips. I don't really think about my knees, and I try to stay right over the center of my foot. I'm not on my toes or my heels. So I'll do 2 reps just to show you. So that is the goblet squat. So our mini workout, we're going to put the clock on for 30-15. We're going to go 2-arm overhead press in isolation. We're going to do a goblet squat, and then we're going to do a thruster, which is combining the two. So a thruster is a squat to press. So I'm going to drop into a full squat. I'm going to drive up with the glutes and flow directly into the press. I'm going to bring the bell down first, reset, and then squat again. 2 common mistakes. I don't want to drop down, stop, and then have to muscle the press. I want to use the leg strength to go up. And secondly, I don't want to bring the weight down and fall into the press. So I don't want to reverse the order that I'm trying to go up in. If I get too much momentum, it'll pinch me forward. Not good. So I'm going to put on the clock. We're going to do 1 round, 30-15, those 3 exercises. Just like the first week's video, you can do as many rounds as you want. You can add time. You go 45, 15. I'm just doing it for the sake of making this video, palatable for you guys. So let's check it out. I get the clock ready. I'm ready to count down. These are 30-second rounds, 2, 1. I'm going to tuck in, press overhead, bring it back down. Squeeze my glutes, and down. If I get tired, I can use a little bit of oomph to get it up, a little bit of leg, like a piston, just driving up. But I try to be as strict as I can. So I pick a weight that I'm comfortable being strict with. All right, I'm going to rest my arms, but I'm going to do a pure goblet squat like we talked about and learned. So I've got a few seconds here. 5 seconds. 2, 1. I'll put it in my goblet position, full squat. Drive up. I can rest as long as I need to here, or I can keep knocking them out if I'm feeling frisky. So my feet are a little narrow. I might open them up a little bit. Doesn't matter. Be what's comfortable for you. Obviously, if your form is not good, play with the feet in terms of the width of them, then I'll make a difference. Okay, I'm going to rest. Our last exercise is putting those 2 together. Thruster, squat to press. 2, 1. So full squat, drive up, press, back to goblet. Full squat, drive up, back to goblet. Again, I can rest as much as I need in this goblet position. Keeping it just under my chin. If it's lower, it's going to pinch me forward. I want to tuck everything in. Found that to be the best way to keep the weight in a proper position so you don't pitch forward. That's our first workout. We're gonna learn some new single-sided exercises next. Okay, so now we're gonna do some single-sided exercises. This is the awesome thing about kettlebells. Yes, you can do single-sided exercises with dumbbells, but the kettlebell, you can make them dynamic, as one of the exercises will be. We're gonna do a single-sided squat, single-sided swing, which is a little bit different in positioning than the two-arm swing, and then also a single-sided press. So the single-sided squat starts from the rack position. Rack position is basically you bicep curl your arms up and just put them against your body. Now it'll be a little bit different for your body type, male, female. Just you want to be comfortable and you want to find a spot where you're not holding the weight. For me, I kind of follow my rib cage line going upward and just hugging towards the body. So to find your rack position, you're gonna grab like a baseball bat and then curl it up, and that should be a good rack position. And I'm gonna take this hand out. This hand slides all the way down so it's resting on kind of the webbing of my thumb, and I'm right in here. I don't wanna be out here where I'm holding it. I don't wanna be on my collarbone. I wanna be tucked underneath the collarbone, my thumb just underneath there. I can stay here for a little while. I'm not physically gripping the weight, although when I move I will be, but I'm just keeping it here and I'm pretty relaxed and I'm making this a part of my body. So we're gonna squat. Now the thing that we do with this and why we do it is because when we squat, I have this offsetting weight. I'm obviously gonna kind of go towards the weight, so I gotta counteract that, kind of counteract the core, counteract the hip rotation, anti-rotation, and it's just a great exercise. So I'm gonna drop down and drive up. My elbow is close to my body to start. As I descend, I don't think about it, but it naturally comes away because my hips go back a little bit and up. And I'm pretty flat with the bell here. Again, next we're gonna do single-sided press. We did a two-arm press. We're gonna go to the rack position again. I'm gonna tuck it in. Now, when I press, I can press straight up, but I wanna, with the kettlebell, it's a nice little tactile sensation. I'm gonna press in a J a little bit. So I feel the pressure against my wrist. As you notice too, there's no space here. We talked about that in our Get Up last week. So we're gonna push against the bell and I'm gonna make this J shape a little bit. I'm not overthinking it, but I don't wanna push straight up or push away, or the shoulder works well moving this way versus straight up or out a little bit. So I'm gonna push and go overhead. When I come back down, I'm gonna do like a chin up. I'm gonna pull in, and I should pull right into that rack position. Up, and then down. I'm keeping it right over my hip, so I lock out over my hip. I'm not forward, I'm right over my hip. Or here, I can rest as long as I need because I'm static. So that's what you're aiming for. Now, if you don't have great shoulder mobility, work on it. One arm is, for me, even a little bit better than the other in terms of mobility, so try to work your mobility and try to be able to get stacked over top. Lastly, we're gonna do the one-arm swing. Now, the one-arm swing, the principles are still the same as the two-arm swing. Again, go to the last video if you wanna learn the two-arm swing. It's still a hinge, and I'm still driving for my legs. The difference is, obviously, one arm. Now, the little caveats with this, we don't want to have our body teed off. So we don't want to swing and have this way and teed off. Ideally, we're still retracted in the shoulder and we're square. A couple ways to do that is to keep the weight good. So if you go too heavy, it'll start pulling you forward. Also, keep the shoulder retracted. And also, I tell everybody, pretend it's a two-arm swing, even though this hand does not have a weight. So if I lock this arm down, I'll have a proclivity to tee off a little bit. If I swing this arm, I will have more alignment in my shoulder, and that'll keep me more square. Now, on the backswing, I like thumb rotation. You can do thumb up. It does inhibit the backswing a little bit, but it is a little easier sometimes to learn it thumbs up, but then the rotation is good because then you can do cleans and snatches. But for right now, let's do the rotation, but you can do it this way if you're learning. So So what we're gonna do is a couple swings, and we're gonna throw it into a workout with those other two exercises. So the other two exercises we're gonna start with is a squat. I'm gonna do one side, rest, and then do the other side. Then I'll do a press, one side, then the other, and then I'll finish with a swing. Okay, I got my clock going. I'm gonna rack up my bell. I'm gonna hike it up here. Get my feet, drop down, drive up, rest as much as I need here. I'm doing 30-15 again, so I'll have a 15-second break between sides. And again, the fun thing about these workouts, you can do whatever you want. You can go one side right into the other. You can go one exercise and then do the second exercise on the same side, which will get side fatigue. Or I'm just gonna do the classic way where I'm gonna rest and switch. The single side is a little tough with the squat because you're essentially, the legs are still doing the same thing, but the side's a little bit different. So I'm gonna rest 15, I'll go to the other side. Three, two, one. And then I will teach you in the subsequent weeks on how to clean the bell or bring it up to you from the swing. Right now, just get a good rack position because that is essential. The rack position is transitional. It's also resting. So transitional means once I bring it to here, I can press, I can squat, I can do other exercise, I can lunge. It's also resting. I can rest as long as I need right here. All right, I chickened out on the last one. I'm gonna go back to my left side and I'm gonna do a press. So I'm gonna bring it to the rack position and do an overhead or military press. 3, 2, 1. So I'm gonna tuck it in, do that J, stabilize for a second, bring it in. So I'm actively bringing it in, not letting it drop. Press. I'm also pressing from my lats here, my armpit muscle. So I'm not pushing the weight. I'm locking in, squeezing the handle, and squeezing this muscle to get overhead. It's a little counterintuitive because we think the lats are more of a pulling, and that they do more of a stabilization on this one, but they can be active because they connect to the arm. So as I build up tension, they connect to my upper arm, I can build up tension, and it's more of a stabilization thing. So I'm not pushing with my arm, I'm actively using that to help get it up. Side 2. Bring it in. And it's okay if it patterns a little. Like this one, my shoulder a little wonky sometimes, so I gotta focus on it and pattern it a little bit different. Like it gets a little crunchy right here, so I just kind of go slow through it and see if I can be as smooth as I can. Now, if I get tired, I can use a little bit of leg and help get it up, control down. The control down will really build up a good amount of strength. So make sure you're controlling down as much as you can. Lastly, we'll do a one-arm swing. I'll switch back to my left arm. I'm gonna set up, like my other one, I'm gonna hike through, I'm gonna get this arm ready to go. Turn it a little bit. Keep it up high. Squeeze my glutes. Slight elbow bend. Parallel. The nice thing about this arm too is if I swing it, one, I'm keeping my body free, I'm keeping my body square, but eventually I can switch arms. So that is a huge deal if you learn how to do it. Well, back swinging down, one more side, then we'll be done with this mini workout. Like I said, you can do 45s, you can do 30-30 with no break. You can do multiple rounds. I'm only doing one. Make it your workout, whatever you want to do. But always keep in mind, keep good form. Some people don't have a ton of kettlebells at their house and say, it's okay, you don't need a lot of weight, just do more work. Go a little faster, do a few more, increase the volume, as they say, doing more rounds. You don't need a lot of weight. You don't need to buy a full, oh man, I don't even know what I'm up to in kettlebells, 100? I think a little bit less, but around there. Anyway, those are our single sides. I'm gonna prep for our get up steps. So last week or last video, I talked about the get up And I said how it's a really cool exercise because it's like 5 exercises in one, maybe even more if you really break it down. We did the get up to the sit up part, I call it the first part. So again, go back to it if you don't know that and check it out. We're gonna add to it today, I'm gonna add the bridge. Now, some people in the kettlebell world like a short bridge or not lifted up all the way. I like to, especially in this form where I'm just doing the sit up to the bridge, I like a full blown stable bridge. And I do like that for the full get up, which we'll get to in a few weeks, but I'll show you why in a second. So our setup again, I'm gonna roll to the weight, tuck it in. You can press it up with one hand or two. Snow angel out. So see, this hand is gripping, but it's stacked. So it's not too far in front, it's not too far back or out or in. It's stacked straight down, so I'm not really holding the weight. That's a good sign if you can do that. Again, I widen out, so I'm gonna push with my leg, roll cheek to cheek, stabilize. So I'm stable here. Now I'm gonna get up on this hand. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna turn my fingers back, and this is what they call packing the shoulder. I'm gonna exaggerate. So see my shoulders forward? I'm gonna pack it by pulling it back and down. Now I'm gonna push through this arm and push through this leg, a little bit of support with this, and bridge. I should have a nice line between here and my hand on the floor. I put my cheek down, down, and roll back. So in kind of real time, stable 1, shoulder back, 2, down cheek, down arm, down body, break it down safely, and to the other side. So I'll put this in a little mini workout. I'm just gonna go 1 on each side, but again, you can do it however you want. You can do it for reps, you can do it for time, longer rounds, whatever you want. I'll set the clock up. I'm gonna do a 30-second on one side, 30-second on the other, and then I'll be good for tonight. All right, clock is ticking. Lock down, widen out. Ugh, that was a little lazy. So let me do that sit up again. I'm gonna rock up, that was better. Here, shoulders down. It's okay to mess up your reps, it's not too crucial, and that's how you learn. I learned I wasn't tight enough in my core and I didn't use my leg enough. Up, even on this weight here. Shoulder back, bridge, I like to hold for a second, stabilize, down, down. Okay, good. So I'm gonna roll it around my head, and then we'll do the other side. Push up, up. Again, you may find different sides being different in the sense one might be more stable. This is actually my better side. Going to my left. Then you gotta play around with this arm is. My arm's in a good spot actually, so I know that because when I come back down, I can get right back out to the forearm. On the other side, it wasn't as great, so that would one thing I would change. So there you have it, week 2 in the books. Got a couple new exercises in there that we're gonna build upon in the following weeks, like learning all the cool stuff, like the cleans and the snatches. So you gotta have a good solid foundation, especially with that one arm swing and the rack position. If you like the video, please like it down below. Also subscribe if you wanna get the new video that's gonna come out next week on week 3. Thanks again. I really hope this helps you out. I just wanna teach people how to do kettlebells, how to lift properly, and how to enjoy exercise. And you don't need fancy gym or really expensive trainer. You just need the will and the ability to do it. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.